Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film, Rapt. Now, Rapt is about a businessman played by Édouard-Jean, who is a big businessman, has a big money firm in France, and he is kidnapped. And after he is kidnapped and they want $50 million from his firm or his family, they find out that he is a compulsive gambler. He's always at the blackjack tables, that he has tons of mistresses, that he actually has a love nest apartment outside of his family. And this is all coming to light through the press and through the tabloids. And the company's not as interested in paying the $50 million as they were before. And then, his wife has to come to terms with all this stuff being put out there in the limelight while they're trying to get him back at the same time. This is a fine genre thriller. And that's pretty much all it is. I think it tries to be a little bit more, which hurts it ultimately, because there's this whole thing after they get him out of being kidnapped where they deal with the effects of being kidnapped, but it didn't really work for me. I just felt like it was just an unnecessary plot development at the end. The real story was the kidnapping, and sure, after it, that probably would actually make for a good film in itself, but it felt like a different film, it was just going to a different idea in the end, and that to me was it almost seemed a little worthless. Although I liked it and I thought it was interesting, it didn't meld well with the other previous two acts of the film, which is him being kidnapped. This director, every time he pans, he doesn't just pan for the style of it. Well, he does pan for the style of it, but he also uses it as a storytelling tool, which I thought was pretty good. I feel like all the investigators have very little personality as actors, and most of the people are very drab and they're bland performances. Édouard-Jean actually does. I liked him. I thought he had a lot of personality, but he's really not in a lot of the movie. He's blindfolded in a tent with something in his mouth, and it's just you can't really do much with that. I wish there were more actors like him in this film to really give it a little more of a spark and a lot more of a personality, rather than everybody was just kind of going through emotions, and maybe they felt like unemotional way of dealing with the investigation, have everyone just give very minimal kind of performances, but it just came off as a little pretentious and a little lazy as well. I think they would have really done a lot better if they looked at this for what it is, and that's a genre film, a genre thriller. Sometimes the director really needs to look at his material and go, you know what, this really can't do all this. I need to have this film do what it's supposed to do and what it can do. Sometimes the kidnapping just felt like it was just ongoing, not that they really understood what the point of the film was. I don't think I thought it was as heavy as this film certainly thought it was. Trying to be moody, but not really pulling it off. You really need to have a good cast with personality to come through, rather than this kind of bland muteness that doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. It doesn't seem to be helping this film at all. If this film was saying something with that kind of performances, I would get it, but it's just not. It's just doing it for the sake of doing it. But even though I thought it was kind of interesting, I don't think it was that great. I don't think this film has enough personality for me to really, recommend. So if you have seen Rapt and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.